Hello and welcome, my name is Pierre and today I'm here with my June wrap up and a mini haul. So Jacob came home yesterday, which means he brought the camera back, so I've been away for a while because Jacob had my camera up in Queensland. Well, technically it's his camera, but don't tell him that. Shameless plug, if you were wondering, this badass jacket that I'm currently wearing, yes, that is legitimate fan merch. As I mentioned in a previous video, my friends did this amazing, they won a grant and they did this cool horror film. They finished filming it. It also, like, I don't know if you can see the back of it. There's the back of it. You can check out more information as well as just the general Facebook page above. Please like and support it. It would mean the world to us, and I will obviously keep you updated as to when it comes out. Now to tell you all about it is Jacob. He's a writer.
I'm so much taller.
You look like a banana.
It's a horror film. We basically submitted a script that myself and two other writers were involved in creating. Once we submitted that, we got a grant from our government over here in Australia to make the short film, and then debuting in LA at the Screamfest Film Festival.
Good chat. So check that out above, you can see it above. And now books! So I finished a total of 3 books this month and DNF'd 1. The book I DNF'd this month was When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandia Menon, and that's purely because I just can't, I don't like contemporary. Like, it was a good book, I liked the characters, I thought it was fun. I just, like in every one of my wrap-ups, I've like got one book that I've DNF'd and it's always contemporary because I like go to do like, oh yeah, I've heard such good hype about it, I'm gonna read it, this might be the one. Which was the case with this book. I heard so much hype about it, I heard such good things about it, so I was like, okay, cool, I'll pick it up. Maybe this will be the one that like blows me away, like my 1 in a million. And like, it was good, it was really, really good. I couldn't get into it. I didn't really care too much about the story, so that's why I DNF'd this one, but it is still a good book. The next book I read was Retribution by Jennifer Fallon. By now I'm sure you probably are aware of my obsession with Jennifer Fallon. This is the second book in the War of the Gods trilogy. The first book was obviously The Liar Thief, which I received last year for review, so you best believe I requested this book when it came out. So good! It took me a long time to read it because I didn't reread The Liar Thief, which I probably should have, to try and remember who everyone was, where everyone was, what the fuck was going on. But I still really, really enjoyed it, and so I'm super keen for book 3. The next book I read was Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab, which is the second and final book in the Monsters of Verity duology, which obviously comes after this Savage Song. So again, another book that I probably should have reread the first book before I read the second book, because again, it took me like a hot minute to pick up what had happened in the first book to remind myself why they were doing these things in the second book, but I really, really fucking loved it. I don't know, like I liked it, but also I wanted to like it more. Like there's some beautiful, beautiful prose and beautiful text and beautiful character developments and just gorgeous characters in this book. I just wanted to love it more than I actually did. And the final book I read this month is one that I'm always like hesitant to admit that I actually read and enjoyed, considering my track record, but it's Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare, which is the second book in the Dark Artifices. I think it's a trilogy. Anyway, it comes after Lady Midnight. So for those of you who know my history with the Shadowhunters series, I was first exposed to it when the City of Bones movie came out. I watched it, I enjoyed it, I didn't know enough about it. I went out and bought the books, so I read the first 2 books, and then I was kind of like, I don't really like the whole vampires, underworld, downworld thing. So I kind of like let it disappear, even though, so like I keep hearing like how great it is, how amazing it is. And then I think last year I read the first Infernal Devices book, and I didn't like it at all. So apparently they were better than the Mortal Instruments books, which I was like, ugh, now I don't want to read any of them. And then Lady Midnight came out, and again I was like, I have no desire to read this whatsoever. But then like the cover got me hooked, and I was like, okay. So I read Lady Midnight, and mind you, this is having very, very minimal history, having no idea who half these people were. So anyway, I liked Lady Midnight, was, you know, what I hate to admit. I then started trying to watch Shadowhunters. Maybe I was like, oh, I'll get into this. It was terrible, I couldn't deal with that, so I didn't do that either, and I was like, fuck it, I'm done, I don't care anymore. But then Lord of Shadows came out, and I was like, I love the Blackthorn children, like you have no idea. Like, I would kill people for that family's happiness. I love them, and I love Julian. Anyway, I really liked this book, I really liked the characters. Fuck you with the ending. And so now I've basically gone and got all the Mortal Instruments books. So basically Lord of Shadows got me interested enough in wanting to retry the Mortal Instruments series, yeah, whatever, so I went out and bought City of Bones because I'm trash. I also was always looking for an excuse to get these covers and I just couldn't bring myself to spend the money, but I found the first one for like $13 in Target, and also the box set for like $35, so my box set is on its way. I swear to God this is the last time, and if I hate it, I'm done. So the next few books are the books I picked up or received for review over the last month. Obviously I haven't read them because I've been so fucking busy, but now I have, no, I can't even lie, I don't even have time to read. First of all, Bloomsbury sent me The Name They Gave Us by Emery Lord, who also wrote When We Collided. I remember reading When We Collided and like hating it when I read it. So I mean, we'll see. Again, contemporary, I'm really not likely to read or finish or like it, but we'll try. The next one I picked up for myself, and that is The Crown's Fate by Evelyn Skye, which is the sequel to The Crown's Game, which I read last year and enjoyed. I don't mean, like, it didn't stick out to me. I wasn't like, oh, I love it. But I like these covers, and I remember not hating the story. So, Bloomsbury also sent me The Pearl Thief by Elizabeth Wayne. I have no idea what this one is about. Again, I don't know, but it's set in the olden days. No, it's set in 1938. That is the olden days. You can, if you're interested, you could probably just look it up. The next book I picked up myself, and I was so sorely disappointed in this one, so I'm like, oof. Oh, holy shit, I DNF'd it. Ha, that's another one. I DNF'd more than one book. It was Royal Bastards by Andrew Schwartz. I was really excited for this. Like, I read the back, and I read, like, I'd seen people talking about it, and I was like, cool, that sounds like my sort of idea, but reading it was really, like, basic cliche, like, young grade, fucking shitty dialogue, shitty plot, shitty characters. I always am nervous when old men, not old men, but like men write from a teenage girl's perspective. Like, that's always gonna just slightly throw me, because Bloomsbury also sent me Break Me Like a Promise by Tiffany Schmidt, which is the second book to Hold Me Like a Breath, I believe. Or like the companion novel, I think it's the second one. But this is the one that's about that crime family, which I still haven't read yet, but I think is still on my shelves. Again, if you want to know what it's about, look it up! So those are the books that I was sent for review, and also that I read and didn't read in the month of June. So it was a really shitty reading month because everything's been shitty at the moment, so hopefully next month will be better, but it's probably not gonna be, so don't rely on me too much. Okay, bye.